All right, now for the next lesson. Never stop learning. The last lesson was quite a difficult one and very in depth and possibly very emotional for some people. So this one is going to be a little bit easier and a lot shorter. So let's get straight into it. This is probably one of the most important mindset attributes that you can ever have. Never stop learning. I mean, hence the course is called the 6 Principles of Lifelong Learning, right? So of course we're never going to stop learning. And never believe that you have already learned everything there is to know about your specialty or anything for that matter. Because, a lot of people really think that maybe they know everything, but in fact, we really don't know everything there is. And it's really a bad thing to have that type of mindset. So try to be more open and more willing to continue to learn. In fact, it's a good thing to have multiple specialties during one lifetime, or at least multiple skills with one main one that you are best at. Look at Bill Gates, who went from creating and running Microsoft for decades to philanthropy because, well, he had a whole lot of money and, well, he's building sanitation in Africa. I mean, he's doing so many different things that, well, he had never done before. All the skills that he's built up all started with one great skill for building computers, right? So we can have multiple skills in our life. That may not be the most relatable example with Bill Gates. So let's use me as an example again. Because, well, I started from a modest background and that could possibly relate to you. And if it doesn't, just at least try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. So I've been teaching English for the past decade, but eventually I realized that I don't want to just teach English. I can build something even more, something related to my interests. Gradually, I started building the Bookmatic brand, which is now in front of your eyes, which turned out into this online course helping you to get the most out of books you read so you can work smarter and make more. I honestly do not know what's in store for my future. No one does, but I know that by continuing to learn, plan, and take action on what I've planned, then my future will definitely have many different opportunities. For sure, a book is coming in the future. Speaking workshops have already been happening in my life and just building up from there. Like I'm building all these different skills and I know that you can too. Build up from your hobby, build up from your interest, build up from something that you're really good at and makes a lot of money. And then you will be really, really happy with what you do because, well, you're doing something you love. That's exactly what I want for you and the whole reason why I built this course. Having a lifelong learning mindset sounds quite easy, but the problem is most people don't actually believe or implement it in their life. I want to emphasize the fact that you should never stop learning until the day you die. No matter what brought you to this course, whatever field you're working on in your life, you should never stop growing. Even after you retire from your job or sell your business, that you should really never stop learning. That is no excuse to stop learning. Even if you're 60, even if you're 70, don't be like one of those old people now that say, I'm too old to do that, right? I absolutely hate that saying. I hate it when people say that because I realize, well, crap. I mean, maybe you have another decade in your life. Maybe you have 2 decades. You might even have 30 years if you're healthy. Who knows? So don't stop learning. Don't stop growing. Do something that you really love, right? Look at people like I gave this example before. Elon Musk, Warren Buffett. These are people that never stop learning. Heck, Warren Buffett is 90 years old and he still reads about 500 pages from many different sources per day. That's probably including reports and analytics and stuff like that. 80% of his day is dedicated to learning. 80%. Elon Musk, on the other hand, although he's only like 40-ish, he doesn't read nearly as much as Warren Buffett does, but still finishes at least maybe one book per week or one book every other week. These two guys are definitely the extreme levels of success, but it's still possible to reach their level if you set your priorities straight. That is the important word there. Priorities. Set those things straight and you can accomplish anything, really. I'm not saying that you must read 500 pages a day or even one book per week. Because let's face it, some of us haven't even worked up their ability yet to that level. And that's totally fine because you have your whole life to work up to that level. Your lifelong learning journey should not be rushed. You should do it as well as you possibly can and as consistently as you possibly can. And you will succeed at whatever you set your mind to. It goes to repeat that you must be consistent with setting aside your time for learning every day. Make it a priority. Even if it's only 10 pages per day. That's about 300 pages per month, which is 3,600 pages per year, which equals about 14 books at a little less than 250 pages each. 14 books a year is quite good. It is quite good, especially to start with. But as you grow and you start to read faster, your ability improves, then your speed will improve, no doubt. And if those books are really great books, imagine what you can do with the knowledge you gain from them. I mean, that is freaking amazing. It is absolutely amazing what we can do with the knowledge in the books. And we will be getting into how to dig the gems from the book and how to apply those in your life later in the course. So back to Bill Gates real quick. In the 2019 Netflix documentary, Inside Bill's Brain, one of Bill's worst fears is to have his brain stop working. No one wants their brain to stop working, right? The thing is, many people don't even use their brain properly. What I mean by that is people often go off to work, after work, spend 3 hours watching Netflix and movies, maybe playing games, maybe 4 hours, maybe even 5. This is a waste of brain power. If it happens every single day like that, where is your life going? Where is it disappearing to? It's going off into the vast space of nothingness if you're wasting your time watching Netflix and movies and playing games. So in order to actually keep your brain working well and not get stuck in a rut, you need to focus on things like reading, planning, and taking action. No matter what field you are in, you can do all 3 of these. No matter how old you are, you must always keep on learning, just like Warren Buffett, who is already 90 years old. Don't let age get in your way, and vice versa. If you're only, let's say, 20 years old, don't let that stop you from pushing yourself to learn more and take action upon what you learn. It didn't stop Mark Zuckerberg. It didn't stop all the other people out there who were only 18 and they started learning a lot. They started reading a lot. They even created their own businesses. You can also be like that. If you're only 18 right now, if you're only 20 years old right now, it's better you start right now. I know I'm ranting on a little bit here, but it's because I want to emphasize the importance of this. And maybe you already are on your lifelong learning journey. You already know that learning doesn't stop after school. So if this is the case, you can actually inspire others to take on this mindset of lifelong learning. So if I'm ranting in your ears here and you already know this, just take this as the importance of maybe spreading it to other people, okay? So age does provide experience, but it doesn't necessarily provide wisdom. Wisdom depends on the person's steps and experiences they've taken during their journey. So we could even have a 50-year-old and a 20-year-old, and the 20-year-old could even be more wise than the 50-year-old. Another factor of lifelong learning is the fact that it uniquely ties into the big goal you're pursuing at any moment of your life. As you'll discover throughout this course, each thing that you learn has a particular purpose. I structured it in a particular way. Each project you're working on has a particular outcome that you want. Therefore, when you're learning about something, it should uniquely tie into the things that you are working on in your life. As you're going through your life, you will not stop setting a new big goal. Once you accomplish your previous goal, set a new one. That is the continuous process of lifelong learning. Therefore, the lifelong learning is very purposeful and tied into your big goals that you set throughout your life. It is a big picture. The whole course is a big picture. Your whole life is a big picture. So treat it like that and continue to learn. Now, if there's anything you need clarification on, email me at matt@bookmatic.com. Otherwise, just move on to the next lesson and continue growing.